going to go out and test this boost control in a very basic way. I've got it all lashed up to the car. I'll show you in a minute. Basically, I'm going to go out. My daughter's going to come out in the passenger seat so she can change the boost control switch, and we're going to see what difference each duty cycle makes to the boost we get. So I've got the little switch here that my daughter will be able to switch between, and got the LCD LED sign on there. I don't know if the camera's picking up, so the solenoid's back there. As I change the settings back on the bench, you can hear those changing, and that's plumbed in, so that is putting pressured air from after the turbo into the top of the wastegate. So effectively, the longer this is open, the more pressure that puts in. It's kind of adding to the spring pressure. And I put a 1/4 of a bar spring in here, because what I'm hoping to do with this is have the lowest spring in there and then use this to do most of the controlling. Bloody freezing today. It's beginning of December. The car's been running for 10 minutes and I've still only managed to get 14 degrees into the oil temperature, so we'll have to sit out here for a bit longer, ticking over, and I'm about to get about 10 layers of clothes on before I go out. Unfortunately, a video showing the boost gauge isn't quite as clear as I hoped it would be. I'm not really surprised, really. My daughter's hand holding the phone going along the motorway, never over 60 of course, but there's so much wind and all that kind of stuff. But looking on the computer and zooming in on the boost gauge, I got a fairly good idea of the effect of boost and duty cycle, and this is roughly what I found. So down at 10 and 20% duty cycle, very little effect on boost. Once you come up to about 30% boost duty cycle, we start seeing an effect, and then as the duty cycle goes up 50-60%, we start seeing quite a big effect. There's obviously quite a big jump between 40 and 50%. Kind of what I expected. I expected to see a kind of logarithmic scale, which I think is what we would see if we plotted that on a graph. It would be kind of a logarithmic scale. Anyway, so that's where I'm up to at this point. Now, ideally at the moment I'd be doing this testing on a dyno, but as you've probably gathered by now, most things I'm trying to do kind of on the cheap, and the local dyno's 80 quid an hour, so if I was on there for a couple of hours, which would be absolute minimum needed, by the time I paid the dyno price, I might as well go out and buy a boost controller. Which a lot of you might quite rightly say, why the hell don't you just do that in the first place? Well, that's not really the ethos of what I'm trying to do, the sort of build it on a budget type thing. And I enjoy doing this sort of testing and developing and things like that. It's something I quite enjoy doing. Anyway, the next video is probably going to be, well, before the next video, obviously I've got to do a whole load of coding on the Boost controller. So I've got these settings in on each gear. I should probably, I can sort of aim. Obviously I want to aim for it so as it doesn't wheel spin in third. But I've still got that boost spike, and that boost spike, although it's not an issue when I'm running higher boost levels, it is at lower levels, which is really where I need to get rid of the boost spike. So I'm going to do a bit more scratching in my head. If anyone's got any ideas, because obviously where I thought before it was that solenoid causing it, and it's not. I did the gas flowing kind of thing on the solenoid, and that's not sorted it. If you've got any ideas what's causing that boost spike, I'd love to know. The bottom line is I didn't have a boost spike when I didn't have the firing in on the wastegate. However, without the firing on the wastegate, it wouldn't boost beyond about half a bar. Now, with the wastegate the firing in, it's clearly boosting up much higher than half a bar, but I'm getting this big huge spike. So, if you've got any ideas, I'd love to hear. Please use the comments below. And as always with YouTube stuff, if you've got this far through the video, I guess you kind of found it interesting to some extent, or you're just hoping to see me crash on the motorway when the car spins up. Please like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference. The YouTube algorithm and all that blah 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 blah, but it would be nice if I can get it up to the threshold on here to get a couple of pennies off of YouTube to help pay for my time for doing these videos. Anyway, cheers, and hopefully the next video is not going to be too far away, but with the weather at the moment I'm not in any huge rush to be getting out in the car testing up and down the motorway. Hi. Thanks for getting to the end of the video. If you're not already subscribed, please do so now. Just hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell button, and that way YouTube will tell you when there's any new videos. We've got some big plans ahead for the channel, including possibly a car build from scratch. So if you want to get involved with that, now's the time to subscribe. Cheers then, bye.